all's quiet, or all is quiet on the coaching front, at least so far. And you have the possibility of Mike McCarthy interviewing with the Bears today. And then you have some of these other coaches who are still in the postseason who aren't afforded that luxury now. The Dallas Cowboys with Deion Sanders, that's going to get a lot of run. That's going to play out until Dallas hires a coach. I don't think it's going to be Deion. I think Jerry Jones did Deion a solid. Deion is in negotiations for a contract extension at Colorado. He would normally be getting that, but if there's the possibility of the Raiders or the Cowboys, maybe he's able to make some more money there. Because if you listen or read what Deion had to say about his conversation with Jerry Jones, he sort of inferred that he was offered the job. Hey, humbled by this, but I got unfinished business at Colorado. I don't think there was an offer here. It wasn't reported as an offer. Deion kind of took it and said basically, yeah, I'm not going to take this job right now. I got unfinished business. Wait a minute. I didn't offer the job to you. Now, maybe he gets around to doing that because, normally when you fire somebody, we always at least think the owner has an idea who he's going to bring in. I truly believe that the Kraft family with the Patriots knew they were bringing in Mike Vrabel and probably knew that in December. They probably knew that a month ago, where it's like, this is not working out. They would have brought in Mike Vrabel if they weren't already contractually binded with Gerard Mayo, because they wrote it into his contract that he would be the successor to Bill Belichick. Then I think they quickly realized he was not ready to be a head coach. And it goes back to what I've said many, many times. Not every great coordinator, good coordinator, deserves to be a head coach. Ben Johnson is the object of desire right now. I don't know what he's like. I've never heard him interviewed. I don't know what it's like when you're up there and you're answering questions. You just lost a tough game. I don't know what kind of culture. Is he able to be around Dan Campbell and go, I'm going to have that same culture wherever I go? I don't know. Is he going to go to the Raiders? How does that go with Tom Brady's game this weekend? He's got that game. He's got the Lions game with the Commanders. What happens if they show Ben Johnson on the sidelines? Is Tom Brady, minority owner of the Raiders, allowed to talk about Ben Johnson? Does he have any inside info, which I would believe he would? I like how the NFL makes it seem like this isn't a conflict of interest. Seton brought up something this morning. He said, imagine if Jerry Jones was going to be the analyst for a game.
He'd love that.
And he's looking for a head coach. Is there a conflict of interest there? Yes, Seton.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine Robert Kraft immediately well, we're here, Gerard Mayo really not getting it done. I think we're going to fire him at the end of the game, and that means we're open for business.
But the NFL, the NFL is bending over backwards to help Tom, it feels like, or looking the other way. Conflict of interest, it is what it is. And then you go back in the Wayback Machine to how they went after Tom. They were going after him in a big way. They were investigating him then. This is he's with Fox. He's going to be calling the Super Bowl. Let's play nice. Probably his last year as a broadcaster. No conflict of interest here. Yes, Eaton.
I love, this is such a blatant conflict of interest that's right in our faces. That makes me wonder, what are the other conflicts of interest that they're also don't worry about that. That's no big deal. Don't worry about it, because this one is right in our faces. Everybody could see it. There's probably a million more that are behind the scenes that they're just wink at that. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
What about if it's a blowout? Let's say the Lions are up by 21 with, 7 minutes to go. You got to fill a little time, and all of a sudden you're going to go, Ben Johnson's going to get a job, Tom, somewhere. Yeah, he certainly seems like a good candidate to me.
Anything more on that, Tom?
No, that's all I have.
Raiders are looking to hire a new coach sometime before the draft.
Wait, is that your Tom Brady impersonation?
All of a sudden, he's got a hardcore accent where he talks about, the podcast I was talking about the draft on the podcast. You're like, whoa, what, dude? Where did that accent come from?
Now I'm going to be listening for that Yes, Todd.
Or Brady goes the other way and pretends he's not interested. It's like, Ben, everybody's on this Ben Johnson bandwagon. I don't know, and everyone doesn't realize. And then he swoops in at the last minute when everyone thinks that the Raiders aren't interested.
It's the Ben wagon, I think. Is what it
sure.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben wagon. I'm on the Ben wagon here. Yeah. Yeah. Does he go out of his way to say, "Yeah, I don't know, I don't get it"? Yeah, all right. Yeah, the gimmicky plays. I don't know if that works. Consistent basis.
Some are just coordinators. They're not necessarily going to make great head coaches. So I don't know.
Yes, Paul.
Or Brady goes the other way. Sam Laporta catches like a pass on the out. I cannot wait to see him dial that up for Bowers next year. I can't wait. Like he just puts it all out there.
Yeah. So that's no conflict of interest there with that game coming up this weekend with the Lions and the Commanders. See, now you're going to listen. Now we're going to read into – how many times do you listen to a game where you're going to be reading into maybe an ulterior motive? Troy Aikman came out after the last game that he and Joe did and said something about the Cowboys' job not being a good job or desirable. But Troy is not part of the Cowboys, or he's not part of another organization ripping the Cowboys. Tom he's got his fingerprints all over this. He's going to be making these changes. He's making these decisions. But he's also going to be broadcasting a game where maybe the number one candidate for the head coaching vacancies is going to be coaching.